Hello, today we covered reflecting points. Let's do it. I'll show you some graphically and I'll show you some algebraically. All right, the first question we have is R, that stands for reflection, y equals -1 parentheses p. Well, that is telling us to take point P, which I have, this purple point P on the graph, and I'm going to reflect it over the line y equals 1. In order to do that, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw that line in. Okay. Next, I'm going to count. How many spaces is P away from the line? It looks like it's 2 spaces away. So I'm going to keep going 2 spaces in that same direction. 1, 2. And my point ends up right here. Oh, right here. I missed a little bit. Well, we can picture that at a perfect corner. No, we must draw it perfectly. Boom. Still not perfect, we're just going to tolerate it. What's the coordinates? 2, 3. Okay. In this reflection, our y changed. Let's do the next one. This time we're going to take point P, still the purple point P, and we're going to reflect it over the line y equals -2. Let's draw that line in. There it is. How far away is purple point P from that orange line? Well, it's only 1 space away. So I'm going to go 1 space in that same direction. There's my new point P. So the coordinates to that, 2, -3. Again, only my y changed because, well, I'm reflecting over a y line. Using that same logic, let's do the pink one, the third one. All right, so only the y changes, so we can just say x is still going to be 2. This is how we're going to do it algebraically. I'm going to rewrite the original point here just to give myself some more space to work with. Now, as we had just mentioned, the 2 stays a 2. Okay. Now, when we were doing this problem, we were thinking about how do we get from the point P to the line we drew, where in this case, we would have drawn a pink line at y equals 9. Well, how do we get from -1 to +9? Well, I add 10. That means in order to get my next y coordinate, I add 10 to my y equals line. Because once I counted how far away I am, I kept counting. So we're keeping on counting. 2, 19. It's a good thing I did this algebraically because I wouldn't be able to show it to you graphically. Fantastic. All right. You might notice that these 2 next ones are a little different. They have x equals. Let's do the first one graphically, and then we'll do the second one algebraically. All right, let's look at the red one. We have x equals -1. Let's draw in that line. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's right there. We have purple point P. How far away is purple point P from y equals -1? Well, it is only 1, 2, 3 away. I said y equals -1, didn't I? I meant x equals -1. That's what I drew. And I just paused there for a second like, I said something wrong. All right, I'm going to restart that sentence. How far away is point P from the line x equals -1? It is 1, 2, 3 away from that line. So we're going to go 3 in that same direction. 1, 2, 3. There's our point. So, in this case, our coordinate becomes -4, -1. So you should see that our x changed this time and our y did not. And that's because we were reflecting over the x equals line. Sweet. Okay, let's do this very last one, where we're reflecting over the line x equals 5. Okay. One thing we can deduce is that our y will remain the same. Okay, how far away is, oh, I don't know what just happened. I must have touched the computer some sort of way. I'm going to Control Z this, Control Z. Oh no. Okay, we'll move it back as perfectly as possible. Well, that was bizarre. I wish I knew what I clicked. Oh, we're so close to having it on the right point. Okay, I'm not even going to bother anymore, but it's away from the numbers. Okay, now, what I need to see is how far away is 2 from 5. Well, to get from 2 to 5, we need to add 3. So, in order to get my new x coordinate, I'm going to do 5 plus 3, which is 8. And that's our answer. Okay. I hope this was a little bit helpful, maybe clarified some questions you had. We're going to continue our lesson by doing reflecting whole images. That'll be tomorrow. Let me know if you have any questions.